If you are thinking about buying a new construction home in the Knoxville area, this video is going to be your complete guide to understanding how to get started and go through the entire process. I'm going to teach you how to avoid the common mistakes that buyers make. I'll teach you how to find properties that are not even listed anywhere on the MLS or Zillow. I'll teach you to understand some of the terminology so you're not constantly confused as you're talking with builders. And I will teach you my step-by-step process to make the new construction home purchase process simple and stress-free. My name is Forrest McCullough, and my real estate team specializes in helping people find and buy new construction homes in the Knoxville area. These are some pictures here of me doing home tours and community tours of literally hundreds of homes and communities around the Knoxville area. Here's some more pictures. These are videos on my YouTube channel. And I've done these home and community tours and reviews for literally hundreds of homes and communities around the area. And my real estate team has helped countless buyers go through that new construction purchase process. So we know these homes and these builders and these communities better than anybody. And we know the purchase process backwards and forwards. And in the rest of this video, I'm going to share with you what I've learned through years of experience and how to apply this step-by-step process that I've developed so you can go through this purchase process and make it simple and stress-free. I call this process the Clear New Construction Home Buyers Process. CLEAR stands for clarify your goals, learn your options, evaluate your options, act and secure your home, and prepare to close. Review and prepare to close. So let's go through each one of these steps together so you can learn how to apply them yourself. The first step of that framework, the CLEAR framework, is clarify your goals. To make the right decision, you need to have clarity on 5 key things. The number one thing out of these 5 is your needs and your wants. And defining your needs and your wants is actually more challenging than it sounds. So I've developed a framework that I call my PATH framework to help you simplify this process of clarifying your needs and your wants. PATH stands for proximity, access to amenities, type of community, and home features. And that proximity to fill in the blank there, that fill in the blank is just 1 to 3 items that are the most important things for you to be close to. Oftentimes something like a job or a school. So you choose those items, fill in this framework, and this is going to give you clarity after you go through and really identify how close you want to be to each one of these things, the type of community you want to be in, and the home features you want. It's really going to help you narrow down out of the hundreds of communities and options in the Knoxville area to just a select few. So that first one there, the proximity to fill in the blank, obviously that's going to help you narrow it down to be close to those 1 to 3 things that you go to every single day, maybe work, maybe school. Access to amenities. These are going to be the common amenities that you want to be close to. Think things like grocery stores, restaurants, gyms, maybe even something like a healthcare that you need close access to. You're going to define all those things that you want to have close access to, and then describe the distance that you want to be to each one of them. So you could say, I want to be within 5 minutes of the closest grocery store, and I want to be within 30 minutes of the closest Costco. So write down a list of all those things that you want to have access to on a daily and weekly basis, and then the distance that you want to be to each one of those things. And again, this is a really important step that a lot of people will overlook, but you can be looking at all these communities, all these different builders around the Knoxville area, but most of them are not going to be within the ideal area according to this criteria here. So once you go through and define the area that you want to be in based on the proximity to those most important things to you and access to those common amenities, the next thing you want to define is the type of community that you want to be in. And this is a really important aspect to this process as well. I break this down into 4 different types of communities that you could be in. That would be number 1, an urban area, which is like a downtown area. Number 2, suburban. So that's just your typical suburban neighborhood. Number 3 is a rural area. And number 4 is a planned community development. And what a planned development is, think of the communities that have a lot of amenities, usually things like a golf course, tennis courts, pickleball courts, a clubhouse, a restaurant. So those planned communities are the communities that have all of the amenities. So once you have a good idea of what your answers are to all these questions, usually you can take literally the hundreds of different options in the Knoxville area, and there's only going to be a select few that would fit for you. So this is a really important step. The second step in clarifying your goals is your budget. What is your goal for the budget you want to spend? Maybe this is the maximum amount that a lender will give you, or maybe you have a goal to save some money and get in a lower budget. Whatever that budget is, that's a goal that you really need to define. Also, if you're financing, make sure you get pre-approved with a lender at this step. If you're paying cash, make sure it's accessible and you know what accounts it's coming from. The third thing to clarifying your goals is your time frame. When do you need to make the move? Do you have any flexibility in that? And this is really gonna come up later when you're looking at your options. Some homes are gonna be available to move into today. Some won't be available for 6 to 12 months down the road. So having a good idea for what your time frame is gonna be really important for understanding which options could actually work for you. Number 4 to clarifying your goals is, do you have a home to sell? Do you need to sell your home before you move? Can you wait till after you move to sell? Or do you need to sell at the same time as buying the next home? And this is gonna come down to your financial situation a lot of the time. Some people are able to purchase another home before selling their current home. A lot of the time people are not able to finance 2 homes at the same time, so they need to sell their current home in order to make that next purchase. And if you need to do that, that's just part of the decision-making process, and that's gonna affect how this process plays out. So knowing whether or not you need to sell your home is a key to making this a smooth process. And by the way, if you are able to move without selling your home at the same time, it can actually make it a lot easier. You can actually have a stronger negotiating position. So if you are able to make that happen financially, that can be a good choice. Number 5 to clarifying your goals is, why do you want a new construction home? Some of the common reasons are you just prefer a new home, you want to be the first person to live there. You want to make customizations, so you want to do a custom or a semi-custom build and select your options. Number 3, you want it to be low maintenance. You're not going to have to worry about maintenance on the home since everything is brand new. Number 4, it can be a good investment. Specifically, if you get in a community that is being developed early on in development, oftentimes the homes in those communities will go up in value as the community is developed, as the amenities get put in, and as the construction kind of dwindles down. When you first get in, you're kind of living in a construction zone, and as that construction matures out, then the community will oftentimes go up in value. So it can be a very good investment. Number 5 is the builder incentives. Oftentimes builders will have incentives for specific homes and specific communities. And then last, just the modern design. Oftentimes the floor plans that were built even 20 years ago do not fit the lifestyle of families today. So having the modern design and the modern floor plans of the current way that is functional, the current floor plans that are functional for how families live today, is a big reason for a lot of people. It's also possible, as you evaluate this, that a resale home could be an option for you as well. And that's something to keep in mind as you are going through that. Keep an eye, if that would be a good option, keep an eye on the resale market as you're going through this process. The next step in the clear process is L, learn your options. This is a huge step. This YouTube channel is basically completely dedicated to helping you learn the options that are around the Knoxville area. So there's 3 categories that we're gonna talk about here in this step. Number 1 is the overall options for new construction, just help you kind of understand the industry and understand the process. Number 2, the specific options in the Knoxville area. And number 3, how to find homes, some that are listed online, some that are not even listed online. So let's dive in to number 1, learn your options and the types of builders. And this is not specific to the Knoxville area. These are just the categories of builders across the country. And I like to divide them into 3 different categories. Number 1, custom builders. These are builders that you hire to build a home on a lot that you own. The home is fully custom and you hire them to build it exactly the way that you want. Number 2 are community developers. Community developers are the builders that develop entire communities. They are purchasing 50, 100, maybe 200 acres and developing all the homes in that community. So they're building potentially 100 or 200 or even more homes, all built by the same builder. So those are the community developers. Last is scatter lot builders. These are builders that buy individual lots, maybe in newer developments, maybe in more established areas, or even in rural areas, and they build homes one at a time on those individual lots. Well, they may build multiple homes at a time, but they just build them on those individual lots that they have purchased. So those are really the three main categories of builders. Now, some builders will fall into multiple of these categories. Some builders may even fall into all these categories. You may have a builder such as Cook Brothers, a local builder here in the area. They have a couple of communities that they're developing, building all the homes themselves. They also build custom. They will build on your lot, and they also do scatter lot. They purchase some lots in existing communities and build homes on those lots. So these are three categories just to help you understand the industry, but many builders will fall in to multiple of these categories. The next part to learning your options is how these builders sell their homes. First of all, custom builders, they don't sell homes. They are hired by you to build a home on your lot. So you're paying for the home, you're paying them to build that home. So they're actually not selling a home, they're hired to build a home. Community developers and scatter lot builders do sell their homes, and they sell them in two distinct ways. And again, some of the lines in these categories can be blurred, but this is to help you understand the two ways that they sell homes. And we'll talk about kind of how those categories can get blurred as well. But the first way is pre-sale homes. What this is a home that the buyer purchases before construction even begins. Oftentimes, these are the homes that you're able to make selections on. So when you hear about making selections, building a custom or a semi-custom home, these homes are pre-sale homes that are sold before construction begins, and the buyer is able to make selections. Number two is inventory homes. You'll hear these called many different things like spec homes, market homes, and even more names. But these homes are homes that are ready to move into or potentially under construction, but the builder has made all the selections and the price is set. With pre-sale homes, there's a base price, and then the price will go up based on upgrades that the buyers make. With inventory homes, that price is set, the builder has made the selections, and the buyer simply purchases what the builder is providing. Now, there are instances where a builder may be building a home as an inventory home, but as a buyer, you could approach them and they would potentially be willing to make some selection changes depending on the stage of construction. There are some builders that may sell pre-sale homes, but offer very limited selections or no selections. So there is a little bit of blurring of these lines, but those are really the two main ways that these builders are selling homes. And these pre-sale homes and these inventory homes can be on scatter lots or they can be in communities. So community developers often have a mixture of both. Scatter lot builders will often sell their homes as pre-sale, but they will also often sell them as spec homes or inventory homes. Next is to learn the specific options in the Knoxville area. Now for this section, I'm going to focus on the major community developers for the Knoxville area. And there are many custom builders and many scatter lot builders, and I don't want to get into taking the time to go through every single builder in the area. There are also some other smaller community developers in the area, but we're going to focus on the 7 biggest ones that really account for the majority of the new homes built in the area. So number 1 is Smith Built Homes, and I'm just going to run through these really quick, give you a quick overview of the price range that they build in and whether or not they offer selections and customizations. So Smith Built Homes, they build in the $300,000 to $600,000 price range. They offer move-in ready inventory homes as well as pre-sale. Their customization process, they offer design customizations but not structural customizations. They oftentimes have a wait list for their pre-sale opportunities. So if you're interested in working with Smith Built, oftentimes you have to get on their wait list. Turner Homes is going to be in the $300,000 to $800,000 price range. For the higher end of that price range, they do offer customizations, and they have a great design process. They offer a lot of customizations, including structural, and they will almost always have some pre-sale opportunities available, and they will usually have some inventory homes available as well. Cook Bros Homes is in the $500,000 to $1 million price range. Similar to Turner Homes, they offer extensive customizations, usually have pre-sale and inventory homes available. Saddlebrook Properties is going to be the highest end community developer in the area. They build in the $700,000 to $1.5 million range. They occasionally do have inventory homes available. They have had a few more recently as inventory in the Knoxville area has gone up a little bit, but they usually have pre-sale homes available, pre-sale opportunities available, and they have extensive design choices and even structural selections that you can make. As a high-end builder, it's a very detailed design process, and they do a great job with their customizations. So that is going to be the highest end community developer in the Knoxville area. Goodall Homes is going to be in the $400,000 to $900,000 price range. They have occasional inventory homes available, although again, as inventory goes up, they are having more of those. And with their pre-sale homes, they offer design customizations, but limited structural changes. Ball Homes is going to be in the $350,000 to $800,000 range. They have some of those homes that are in the lower price range out of all these builders, and they do allow some design customizations. So they provide a good option for a home that you're able to build a semi-custom home and design it yourself at a more affordable price. D.R. Horton is going to be the lowest price builder in the area. They are actually the largest home builder in the entire country. In the Knoxville area, they're building in the $250,000 to $600,000 price range. Their sales process is a little bit different. They release all their homes as pre-sale. They release homes once a week, and those homes that are released, buyers are able to make offers on later that week. They will review those offers and usually go under contract on most of those homes, have most of those homes sold later that week. Any home that does not sell during that pre-sale release will go on the market as an inventory home. Most of the homes that D.R. Horton releases, they release under market value, and then the price gets bid up a little bit as they are released. But that is their process. It's a little bit unique compared to the other ones. They sell them as pre-sale, but they do not allow design selections. And the time frame for those homes being complete from the time they release them is usually under 4 months. So those are some of the main community developers for the Knoxville area. But like I said, there are some other smaller community developers, and then there are a ton of custom builders and scatter lot builders. So just keep that in mind, and we'll get into a little bit of how you can find other builders as well. So that's the next section here, actually, how to find available homes in the area. Number one is online listings, and then we'll get to off-market listings here in a second. But online listings, of course, you can look at the MLS or Zillow or Realtor.com or any of those websites, and a lot of options are going to be on there, but a lot of options will not be on there. The next way to look is at builders' websites. Oftentimes, builders will list their inventory homes on the MLS, but they won't list their pre-sale opportunities. Some builders will list their pre-sale opportunities, but many of them won't. And to find those, you'll need to go to the builder's website and sometimes contact the builders or their sales reps directly to find those. How to find available homes off market. This is a really important section, and one of the things that a lot of people miss when going through this new construction purchase process. A lot of builders will list their homes at a particular point through the construction process, maybe once the home is finished. But that means that there are a bunch of homes out there in the Knoxville area that are currently under construction but not listed online anywhere. And just because they're not listed online doesn't mean that that builder wouldn't entertain an offer on that property. The important thing to know is if you're looking for a particular floor plan, a particular type of property, and you're not seeing anything listed online or as a pre-sale opportunity, there could be a chance that there's a builder that has an option out there that's maybe under construction that they have not listed yet. So what you can do is you can contact builders directly, let them know exactly what you're looking for, and try to find a fit that's better than what you're finding listed online. The other way you can do this is just let my team do this work for you. We have connections, and we're able to streamline this process, save you potentially months of research. So you can go through all that yourself, contact the builders, or simply just let my team do that work for you. The next step in the clear process is E, evaluate your options. This is really, for a lot of people, where it starts to get fun. You've gone through the process of clarifying your goals. You've gone through all the hard work of learning all your options, or just letting us guide you through those options. But now you're to the part of where you can evaluate those options. This is where you go see these options in person. You go visit these communities in person. You're seeing these homes in person. You're going to evaluate the pre-sale versus inventory options that they have at these communities. You're going to look at the design selections they have. You're going to meet with the builders. And this is the fun part for a lot of people. When you get to this part, you have narrowed it down to a few specific communities that fit all those criteria that you've laid out. So you've laid out all those criteria in the first step of clarifying, and then you've learned all the options, and out of those options, you've looked at which ones, maybe there's 2 or 3 that fit your criteria. And now what you're doing is you're going and you're doing all these things. You're seeing those 2 or 3 options in person. So this is the fun part. You're looking at all this in person. And the next step is to act and secure your home. This is once you've evaluated all these options in person, you've looked at the communities, you've looked at the floor plans, you've looked at what's available for inventory homes, you've looked at the pre-sale options, and you've looked at maybe even options that are off market. You've met with the builders. It is now time to act and secure your home. This is where you make offers or make an offer on a particular property. And a lot of people get to this stage and they are maybe slow to make an offer because they aren't sure, and then they miss opportunities, or maybe they make an offer that is too high. But a lot of people get to this step and make mistakes because they haven't properly gone through those other phases of clarifying, learning all the options, and really evaluating the options. But you, of course, now that you know everything that we've been talking about, once you get to this step, you're gonna have the confidence to act quickly, and you're gonna know that you're making a good decision because you have all the information. So you're gonna get to this step, and this is where you're making offers, this is where you're negotiating, and this is also where you're gonna be going and starting, at least going through that design phase. And again, if you're working with my team, we're gonna be negotiating on your behalf and taking care of all this paperwork for you. After this is the review and prepare to close phase. If you're going through a custom or semi-custom build, this could be 6 to 12 months. If you are moving into a home that's ready to move into, this could be 3 to 4 weeks. If the home is ready to move into, of course, you're not gonna have a design phase. If the home is a semi-custom or custom build, you're gonna have that design phase that you go through. But once you go through that design phase, you're gonna wanna start reviewing everything and making sure you're taking care of all the due diligence items that you need to take care of, making sure your financing is finalized, making sure you're getting inspections scheduled with professional inspectors, as well as your own personal walkthroughs to check the property. And you're also gonna wanna get services set up, such as insurance and other home services. If you are working with my team, again, we're gonna get all this stuff scheduled for you, and we're gonna make sure all these boxes are checked along the way. But this is a really important step. You are gonna be protected in the paperwork that you sign at the beginning of the offer process. Understanding that paperwork in that initial offer is where a lot of people go wrong. All the stuff that is in this due diligence phase, your right to inspections, is spelled out in that contract. And if you are not properly protected in that contract, then you may not have the right to do those type of inspections. Now, the builder is always going to be protected in the contract because they are using actually usually a contract that they own. So they've designed this contract, and that's the contract that you're going to be using. So you need to make sure that you are also protected. The builder is going to make sure that they're protected. You need to make sure that you're protected, which means you need to understand all these contingencies. And again, if you're working with my team, we're going to make sure that you're protected through this process. But that's just the important thing to know. As you go through all this stuff, it's really that initial paperwork that's going to protect you through this. Sometimes people will get into this review phase and say, okay, I need to do, inspections and make sure everything is going according to plan. But once they look back at the contract, they actually do not have the right to do those things. So it's really important that you make sure in that initial offer, in that initial contract, that you are protected. And again, my team will make sure that you are protected through that contract. And then, of course, this is the most fun part of the process when you finally get to close and receive the keys to your new property. So that is the clear new construction home buyers process. Again, those 5 steps: clarify your goals, learn your options, evaluate your options, act and secure your home, and review and prepare to close. Each one of those has many things that go into it, but hopefully after this video, you have a good understanding of the important steps that go into each one of these phases. This YouTube channel is dedicated to helping you with the Learn Your Options phase. We go around and do community and home tours and reviews of all the communities in the Knoxville area. So if you're in that Learn Your Options phase, this channel is dedicated to helping you with that. If you are serious about buying a new home and you want a real estate team that is going to have your back, feel free to book a call with my team. You can click the link in the description below, or I'll put a QR code up on the screen here in a minute. If you want to learn more about how we can help you in your specific situation, feel free to book that Zoom call with us, and we can share with you how we can save you time by allowing you to just let us do the research work for you so you don't have to spend months going through that. Save you money by making sure you're not overpaying for a home. Get you access to exclusive opportunities. Like I said, some of those are going to be off market, not online anywhere. And we're going to save you that time not having to do that research yourself. We're going to help you avoid the common mistakes that we have seen so many people make. And we're going to give you protection through the paperwork that we're going to help you complete. When you're going through this purchase process, what you're going to find is a lot of builders are using their own contracts, and the builders are making sure that they're protected, and they are usually protecting the buyers as well. But the job of the builder's representatives is to make sure the builder's protected. So if you want a representative that has your back and is making sure that you're protected, feel free to book a call with us. And here's the QR code on the screen here. You can click the link down in the description below as well to book a call. If you're on your laptop or phone or tablet, you can click that link, and that's just below the video in the description. If you're on a TV, obviously you can't click a link, so you can scan that QR code. If you've never scanned a QR code, all you do, pull your phone out, open the camera app, and point the camera app at that QR code that's on the screen. A little icon will pop up. You just tap on that icon, and it will take you to that link of the calendar where you can book a call with my team. So if that sounds like it could be helpful for you to just let my team guide you through this process, make sure that you're protected, feel free to book that Zoom call, and we'll talk to you on the other side.